What's going on? What is going on? It's Smooth Blaze with CEO Lifestyle. Now, before we get into any major points for this week, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my page. Hit that notification bell, select all so you will not miss one single video. Now, a couple weeks ago, the topic we discussed dealt with perception versus reality. How you're perceived will shape people's viewpoints of who you are, what you stand for, and what your foundation is. So you always got to be mindful of what you do and how you do things. Now, for this week, we're going to start with image, personal image, how you look, how you perceive yourself. Personal image always matters. Let's be real. So, as we dissect this, I did a little research on the best way to define personal image, and it reads as follows. It is the overall impression you present to the public, blended outward appearance, communication style, as well as your behavior. So all these components build and shape your personal image. Now, as we get closer to understanding why it's important to make sure your personal image is on point and always need tight, I looked and found 12 different reasons as to why you should invest in that, your personal image. Number one, make a memorable impression. Your first impression is always the only one that you can get. You can never switch it up. So how people perceive you from the beginning is what they think. Number two, elevate your self-confidence and self-esteem. When you are confident in yourself and you understand your capabilities, what you can and what you cannot do, and what your strengths and weaknesses are, you'll be able to push out that confidence as you speak, as you move, as you present yourself. Foster deep connections. What this means is relationships, family, could be anything to do with professional, even when you do community service, and things of that nature. Those deep connections help bridge the gap between those people that show how you are as a person. So you doing different things show that you are connected in so many aspects, and it does give a verification on your image. Help you stand out. You can stand out by going above and beyond. Another way you can stand out would be being able to speak during times when people are afraid. Those are times where it shows personal image. Enhance your credibility. When you accomplish things, when you do different things, when they show the work that you put in, your personal image goes up. But if you say one thing and do something else, it drops because you're showing that you're not reliable. Preparing your professional goals, or preparing towards or developing your professional goals. That's essential to navigating in a space where you have a structure in place, you have a foundation in place, which also shows that you have a vision and a blueprint of where you're trying to go. Make yourself more approachable. When people feel comfortable with coming to you, being who they are, and being consistent and honest, people will gravitate to you naturally. Do you have that ability? Improving your communication skills. Are you able to listen to what a person is saying, understand what they are saying, and verbally bring that back? Those key components are important. Adapt to different situations. Your adaptability matters because the most consistent thing will be is change. If you are if you have a professional image where things go wrong and regardless of what happens, you still make it work, that's a great look. So always invest in that. Number 10, help to express yourself. When you're able to articulate yourself, not just professionally, but personally, people can relate to you. Always work to develop that. Learn what to say versus what not to say. and also be able to read and run. Improve your overall well-being. That goes from your health, that goes from your mental, your spiritual, your social. Improve overall who you are. As you grow and become better at who you are, that's when you reap the benefits of what you need. And lastly, set a positive example. You never know who's watching you, so you have to always move accordingly. That is representation of not only your character, but also who you belong to. Two different things. Now, we have to also look at the negative sides. There are things that we do self-image wise that we don't pay attention to that may need work. So these are 6 negative signs of self-image. Let's get into it. Harsh internal critic. Sometimes we could be our worst enemy by being so hard on ourselves, which causes us to doubt what we can do. That's a horrible sign. That's 1. Number 2, can't take compliments. If a person gives you a compliment on how well you do, you downplay it. You think, oh, it's just nothing, because you embrace that. So it shows you that you have a question with your image. Nothing personal. It is personal with you, but from the outside looking in, it's a red flag. Impulsing feelings, meaning that you are looking or feeling a certain way about something somebody said, and it may not even be negative, but you took it negatively. So understanding how something is delivered versus the reality of how you perceive it. Constant comparison. When comparison is thief of joy. If you've done well at something, well, I did this, but it ain't good as him, you're devaluing what you can do, and it makes your personal image look negative. Avoiding opportunities. Just because you may not feel like you're equipped for something, you may say, no, I can't do that. Or it's an opportunity for you to speak at this place. I don't think I had the capabilities. That is a horrible way of thinking, and you have to take that out of your mind. Number 6, scanning for disapproval. Meaning, you could be a room full of people that you've done a speech, did excellent, everybody clapping. You looking for the people that ain't saying nothing. You're not embracing the goodness of it, and you have an issue when people have negative energy towards you. That's an issue. Now that we understand the 12 reasons why improving personal image is great, we also understand the 6 negative self-image identifiers. Let's be real. Where do negative self-image come from? We got to bring it back. One thing is trauma. It could be childhood. It could be going through college, going through school. That trauma marinates into your life, which causes you to have a bad image about yourself. Number 2, cold criticism. There's nothing wrong with giving negative, constructive criticism, but how you deliver it matters, because it could destroy or it can actually enhance somebody. So be careful with that. Being compared, like we talked about earlier. When they say, okay, LeBron is this great player, but he's not better than Jordan. Jordan is this. When you're trying to nitpick on different things, you devalue one to make one look better, which is not a good image. Also, you gotta look at these early attachments. Let's say that you were deprived of connections or a great relationship with your family, your mom, whatever. Then all of a sudden you get connected with somebody that you meet that you like, then you're instantly attached to it. Sometimes that's a negative image because you get too easily attached to things that aren't necessarily meant for you to go into. And lastly, cultural messages. Let's just be honest. Sometimes the image of where we come from or what we represent can be highlighted negatively, but it does not mean that that's the reality of us. If you come from a family where you have a lot of alcoholics and drug dealers or whatever it might be, it does not mean that you're going to be a product or representation of that, but that could be a negative image towards you based on what you've been a product of. So, now that we understand the importance of personal image and why it matters so much, we have to ask ourselves 3 questions. Get ready and write these down. Number 1, how well are you perceived amongst your peers? This is important. You have to really look at how your peers see you. Number 2, Are there ways for you to improve your personal image? It could be looks, it could be the way we talk, it could be hygiene, it could be anything. How can I enhance my personal image? Lastly, as a CEO, we got to look at this. This is the most important thing. What outcomes does your personal image produce? You can prove good fruits or bad fruits. Let's just be real. If your personal image is A1, you will see the results positively. If it's terrible, you'll get those too. So as we close, I would like to thank you for checking out my channel. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, select all so you will not miss one single video. Now before we close, just remember this simple phrase. We cannot control the hand that was dealt for us, but we can move with purpose. This is CEO Lifestyle with Smooth Blaze, and I am signing out.